hold up. Stop what you're doing right now. Before y'all continue the context, you already know. Take some time right now. Subscribe to this channel. You get what I'm saying? And once you subscribe, click that notification bell so you can get that notification so you know when I'm here. Cause I'm here, you feel me? And for y'all who also want to help support your boy, you know what I mean, support the cause, all you got to do is click in the description box below. There's 2 links. One link for if you want to donate monthly, you want to set it and forget it, you know what I'm saying, for a minimum of at least $2 a month. You could do more if you would like. Or if y'all want to do a one-time donation, there's another link. That's a PayPal link below. You know what I'm saying? You click that and you can donate as much as you want. You already know every single dollar is important. Every single dollar is appreciated. I appreciate y'all. Now, go right back into that context. It's True Talks. Because True Talks. Stay tuned, boy. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Banks. I'm be back in the building, you feel me? It's True Talks, cause True Talks, all right? Let's get straight right into it. Man, oh man, you already know what time it is, man. So basically, I hope y'all seen it by now. Episodes 5 and 6 from The Last Dance documentary, which is Michael Jordan's documentary on basically not just The Last Dance, not just his final season with the Bulls, but it goes through all of it. You already know. It goes through, it's not like goes back and forth through, you know, the first 3-peat, rookie year, all that type of stuff. It's been basically jumping all over the place, which is what elite looks like, you get what I'm saying? And it's showing us what elite looks like in Jordan. So you already know, basically at the beginning of this documentary of episode 5, it was definitely, you know, it was great to watch, but hard to watch at the same time, you know, just seeing Kobe with MJ at the beginning, you know what I'm saying? And then actually Kobe was actually in the documentary, not just, you know, footage of his rookie year, but actually when he's speaking, it was like his older Kobe, basically, right? He was part of the filming, and bruh, it was just for me personally, it was just, you know, obviously it was great to see him, but it was like, God damn, Kobe. It just, you know, it never ends, man. It still feels surreal to this point, but anyways, we'll move past that and just, you know, just seeing Kobe and MJ, just their relationship. Kobe's also telling people like there wouldn't be no Kobe without MJ. Like not just me looking at his game and, you know, replicating it to a certain extent and then advancing it within the 2.0, but just like in situations that was tough for him, he will call Michael Jordan and actually get advice that helped him through those times. So he's basically saying my 5 rings I don't get without MJ, you know what I'm saying? Because MJ's actually there as a mentor for him. And that's kind of like what Kobe was for Kyrie. Hence why Kyrie was just so, you know, so hurt when we found out the news of the passing of Kobe, you know what I'm saying? So you already know it's just, it was tough to watch, but at the end of the day, it was, you know, it was good. It was enlightening. It gave us, you know, the insights into their actual relationship, because we only knew of their relationship to a certain extent or a further extent during the, you know, the ceremony for Kobe. So when MJ's kind of talked about everything and we seen him crying and everything. So now we actually see where it kind of started, where everything, you know, where kind of like these two kind of like came into it. And you could see, oh my goodness, like the fact that Kobe was an all-star off that year, he was an all-star. That was him playing off the bench. Like he was the youngest all-star, and then he was off the bench being an all-star. Like that's elite, man. And then obviously you see how MJ and them are talking about, yo, that young Lakers kid, he's gonna go one-on-one, he's gonna take his, you don't let the game come to him, he takes it, you get what I'm saying? So that was just elite to see behind the scenes of them in the locker room, because we never seen that until this, right? So it's kind of, it was beautiful to see, you know what I'm saying, just how people viewed each other even back then, before he even, you know, rose to a certain echelon. But yeah, you could just see their bond, man. You could just see it. And then now, so we moved past that. And then another thing that happened was obviously the rise of Michael Jordan and his shoes. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, back then it was kind of like there was only a few shoes. Adidas was, I think, rebranding. They had like they had some dysfunctions with their shoes that they said in the documentary. And it was like Converse and, you know, a couple of 1-2 other shoes. I think Reebok as well. You know what I'm saying? And then those are basically it. And they were high top shoes and whatever. And then MJ brought shoes, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't just MJ just bringing shoes. He brought elite shoes, not only was it elite for on the court, but also fashion wise. You know what I'm saying? Those were the first shoes that like turned into a fashion type of. It was iconic. The MJ shoes. You already know. Till this day, people line up at Foot Locker or wherever to get his shoes. You know what I'm saying? So imagine what it was even back then when he was actually playing and all that type of stuff. Because more so now, these shoes now has like in our era now as kids growing up now is more so fashion because he's not currently playing. But imagine he was currently playing and it was fashion. Like it was actually just reckless. You know what I mean? Because what they showed how it kind of changed its way. They showed how it started. First of all, MJ wanted to be with Adidas, and then his mom forced him to go on the plane with Nike. He signed with Nike, and then Nike was like, "Oh my God, MJ basketball and all that type of stuff," and I like Mike and wanna be like Mike and all that type of stuff. But then when Spike Lee came, you know what I'm saying, and you know his movie with the Spike Lee and whatever, and all those elite movies that he had as well. Kind of like it was all Jordans. Kind of was translating through it. Spike Lee did the commercial, so now the hip hop, you know, influence came with the MJs and all with the Jordans and all that type of stuff. So it's just, and then the Air Jordans, everything was just elite, man. Just watching and getting insight into the backstory of the elite shoes is just, it's beautiful. Always when you get, you know, insight and you get more to it, it's kind of like you see behind the scenes. It's always beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So obviously the MJ shoes till this day is the most iconic shoes, you know, when it comes to a sports figure. You know what I'm saying? And that's bruh, elite. This is what elite looks like. You already know. So when you have it from there, then the next part of the documentary kind of like discussed about this was a high, you know, there's a lot of people are talking about this one. So it was kind of like Michael Jordan versus Isiah Thomas, the whole dream team issue. So in the previous 3 and 4 episodes, you kind of seen where the turmoil or the hate or the dislike for one another came. Where it came from. It came from basically Jordan going through the bad boy Pistons, you know what I'm saying, where he was getting bodied, clotheslined, he was getting, you know, DDT, all the wrestling moves applied to him. You know what I'm saying? They had to fight that, the Stone Cold Stunner, rock bottom, whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? And MJ in the time is feeling like, yo, Isiah Thomas he's the culprit of this. He's the root to all of this. Not only that, not shaking my hand, which confirms my, you know, my thoughts and my speculations of who is who, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the feud that they have. So then now it's coming to the 92. So this is, remember, all of this feud was happening in what, like 88, 89, 90, you know what I'm saying? Those 3 years where they lost to the Pistons. And then 91 when they broke through and they swept them, they won their first ring. He didn't shake the hand. 92, they win their second ring, you know what I'm saying? They win their second ring. And when they win their second ring, that's when MJ also played in the Olympics at the same time. He got an Olympic ring. He got I think he was All-Star MVP. He was I think was he the league MVP as well too, and won a ring. Like it was just reckless things he did in 92. So now they're having the dream team, which is an elite team. And obviously Isiah Thomas is in that echelon where he should be on the dream team. Like he has 2 rings at this point. He repeated. He's a top point guard, you know what I'm saying? His Magic, even Jordan said his Magic and then Isiah. Like he's in that caliber, you know what I'm saying? Because Carmelo's on the team didn't even have a ring, you know what I'm saying? And especially even at that time, it wasn't like he went to the finals 2 straight years. This was before that. This is 92, you know what I'm saying? So at that time, he didn't win a ring. Charles Barkley didn't win a ring at that time. So he even has the criteria more than those guys, you know what I'm saying? So Chris Mullin, all these guys, you know what I'm saying? So they're elite, yes. But they're not on. Isiah at that time was on a higher caliber, you get what I'm saying? And probably is on a higher caliber when it comes to winning wise, you know what I'm saying? So when you look at it from that perspective, I definitely understand Isiah Thomas's frustration because he's like, yo, at the end of the day, as much as y'all don't like me, y'all supposed to respect the fact that I come at you. That means I think of you guys as an elite bunch. I come at y'all, you know, I come at Patrick Ewing, I come at you. Charles Barkley, I come at you. You know what I'm saying? Larry Bird, you already know. Magic Johnson, you already know. Michael Jordan, you already know. Scottie Pippen, you already know. And all those guys are on the dream team. Patrick Ewing, like I said. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these guys. So it's like, y'all should respect it and be like, you know what? Put me on the team. Game recognize game. Real recognize real. But at the end of the day, it's deeper than that. The tactics he was doing. The talking smack he was doing. Which to me wouldn't matter, but not shaking my hand and not showing, you're not showing any appreciation other than your game. So yes, in the moment, or when you sit back and look at it, it's like, okay, the fact that he's coming at me and he's hollering at me and he's doing these things and he's pushing me and he's bringing his all, it means he respects me. But at the end of the day, behind the scenes and in the moment to these guys, it looks like, yo, we body each other, we go at each other, but at the end of the game, good shit, boy. You don't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of that. And then not only that, it's MJ, it's the Don. Like, you're basically going to shit on me like that after 3 years I lost to you and you won't shake my hand? And then 3 years I lost to you, I shook your hand, and the one time you lose, you won't shake my hand? And you understand. But back then, they probably didn't even talk about, oh, Bird did it to me and whatever the case was, or, Celtics did it to me. So it is like, remember, you understand, now this era, there's Twitter, there's all the social media, and people can just talk about anything whenever they feel like it, and you get insight. You could DM someone whenever. This one is only personal numbers we call, and that's it. Everything was newspaper or when the reporters talk about it on TV. That's it. It wasn't like an in-depth look into behind the scenes, what's going on and all. There wasn't none of that. You know what I'm saying? It was all headlines. You learned everything from headlines. You know what I'm saying? And interviews. So it was a complete different era and different type of media perspective that we have to look at it. So from that lens, you can see Jordan's side where he's like, nah. Jordan's like, yo, if that man's on the team, I'm not playing. And he didn't say it right there, but he basically said the guy called him. And when the guy called him, he said, the guy who you're worrying about is not on the team. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, who is at fault here? Is it MJ? Who's really responsible? Is it MJ? At the end of the day, Chuck Daly also was the coach. Context, Chuck Daly was the coach of the Dream Team, and he's also the coach of Isiah Thomas's team. So you know what I'm saying? So that, like, bro, you don't put me on the team? That's what Isiah Thomas like, yo, coach, you don't put me on the team? Really? Forget what they say. I'm with you every day. Every day. But at the end of the day, this shows you hierarchy. It shows you there's tiers. It shows you there's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, so he had to, like, if he wants to coach it, like, the fact that MJ could get Isiah Thomas, obviously allegedly can get Isiah Thomas not to be on the team, what do you think he could do to Chuck Daly? Obviously, he'd be like, yo, this man's putting Isiah, I don't want him and I don't want him. Gone. So Chuck Daly already knows. So at the end of the day, do you blame Chuck Daly for not riding for Isiah Thomas? And you know what I'm saying? It's like, do you blame him? He has to be selfish in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's about Team USA. So it's like, bro, there's a lot of things going on. Like, who is the Scottie Pippen that's hella cheesed at him? Like, nah, we don't want him. But I think for me, how I look at it, I think it's a collective. But at the end of the day, the collective will get sussed if Michael Jordan said, yeah, put him on the team. I think it comes down, I'm just being real. MJ he's been said he hates that guy. So he says he understands his game and he knows where the level is, but he been said he hate that guy. So at the end of the day, like, their turmoil and their beef was that real. And this, remember, they're only exposing some things. There's probably more stuff. There is more stuff that they're not even showing, obviously. Like, anytime they show you something, there's still more they don't show, always. So you have to keep that in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he cussed at him, said something about his mom. I'm telling y'all, like, back then there was no rules on the court. No rules. So I won't put that past anybody. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we look at it from that, and that's just a tough situation, man. It's just a tough situation. I feel bad for Isiah because at the end of the day, in this era, he basically was like a Pat Bev. Pat Bev, as much as people don't like him, a lot of people will be like, I respect him, and he's, you know what I'm saying? But then again, what if Westbrook was an MJ? He won't have Pat Bev on the team. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that comes with that. You could have that attitude all you want and have that, that fierce competitive nature and, and that bully ball and all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, sometimes you can't have your cake and eat it too. If you go that way, there's certain relationships you're cutting off. There's certain people don't rock with it. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of comes with the territory, right? So that's just what it is. It's like a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying? So now we move past that, and then in this Dream Team kind of situation, we segue perfectly right into where it was basically MJ and Pippen versus Krause again / Kukoc. You know what I'm saying? So the Dream Team obviously became elite. And before we get to that point, bro, when they showed the duel and the battle that they had in the practices, That practice that they had with MJ's team versus Magic's team, you know what I'm saying? And Magic's talking all that talk. Go back at him, Carl. Okay, Charles, go at him. MJ saying, yo, they're going back and forth. Mono ain't mono. I'ma show you what you talking about, boy. You ain't nice. I'ma cook you. You know what I'm saying? And they're not explaining all the talking that actually went on, but they're showing us some of it, you know what I'm saying? We're seeing they're going back and forth and kind of going, and Magic he's at that point, he's 32, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, yo, I run this. I do this. I have 5 rings. I do this. You know what I'm saying? It's me. It's me. That's what he said. It's me. You know what I'm saying? And MJ's like, yo, are you dumb? I just repeated. I'm on the scene. And got buckets. Turned where I woke him up and got buckets. And from there, every man knew who the Don was. That's what it is. You got to take over. Give me the rock. I'm ready. It's more proper. I serve him like hot spaghetti. I'm telling you, man. You got to take over. Put the team on your shoulder and cook it. My goodness. Bro, that's just stuff like that. Is just show everything I've been talking about. Like the stats, all that shit don't matter. What do you do when it matters? Do you put buckets? Do you get buckets and put it on a platter? What do you do when it matters, man? My goodness. I'm unguardable, calling audible, man. Like, what are you talking about? Let him know. Let him know. When you just get buckets and you just go in that intensity, that Mamba mentality, Jordan mentality, like, it's just different, man. It's just different. Now, you put fear in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? And that's when Magic was like, all right. He got it. Everybody knew. You know what I'm saying? So they just took control of the team from there. And then obviously now, like I said, we segue to where it's like MJ and Pippen are like, they just won 2 rings. They win 2 rings. And honestly, as much as I understand people have hate for Jerry Krause and all the things he was doing and all that type of stuff, and they're disliking all that type of things, there's certain things that at the end of the day as a GM, you have to rate him for. Like, I can't be mad at him for, yes, I understand Jordan and them are winning championships right now, but let me worry about the future. Because your job isn't just to live in the now. It's to also worry about the future. The Spurs been done that. You know what I'm saying? All these guys have been done that. The only difference is they don't disrespect the people that they have at the moment. You know what I'm saying? I know Krause, people can't see past the disrespect he was given to Pippen and Jordan and Phil, because at the end of the day, you're supposed to treat the guys you have now that gave you what you have and understand they're elite. I'm in the background. I still make a 1-2 decision, but they're on the court. They got me this. Don't be mad. But you understand, Krause he's been a pinch man and chubby and all that stuff. Probably been roasted his whole life. So now he's like, these athletic guys again are stealing the shine. Hell no. Give me the shine or I'm breaking it up. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like, you gotta understand everyone's kind of brought up scene or everybody's kind of, you know, their childhood kind of plays a part in the decisions they make as an adult. You know what I'm saying? That's why therapists exist. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of could see the transitions from everything. Everything starts from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? The path you kind of grew up in kind of controls how your decisions are made, right? So when you look at it from that perspective, obviously people don't like Krause for those decisions, like, you know, straight onto Phil, MJ, and Pippen. But at the end of the day, there's certain things people get mad at him for that he was doing that he wasn't really wrong for doing. He wasn't wrong for looking overseas and looking like Kukoc. He's pinch, he's young, but he's elite. It's like them looking at Luka now. Now they praise that. You get what I'm saying? And he was doing it early. So then again, MJ and Pippen are like, Pippen's like, yo, I'm trying to get paid, and you look, and we just repeated, and you're looking at Kukoc? Who is this guy? I'm cooking him. And it's not even about Kukoc. I'm letting him know this is the guy you want. I'm going to show him he ain't even close to our level. They padded him the first game. Locked him the hell up. Got buckets. All of that type of stuff. And it's not even just one man Pippen. It's both of them. Both of them are trying to send Krause across a message. And then Kukoc is caught in the crossfire. You know what I'm saying? And it's just unfortunate. But at the end of the day, I rate Jordan and Pippen's mentality for what they were doing. I rate Krause for looking into the future. I can't be mad at that. You get what I'm saying? So, like, I rate everybody in their ways. And then Kukoc is like, oh, he was kind of hit with a bullet. Then he got up. He got shot, you know, woke up. In the next game, obviously he lost, but he let them know that I ain't backing down. I do this. And that's what earned Pippen and MJ's respect. And then the rest is history. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I rate every individual in how they reacted. Sometimes it's just, if you're a competitive person, you got to put yourself in their shoes. What would you do? I rate them in everything they did. Obviously it clashed, but I rate it. At the end of the day, like, I rate it. You didn't take the easy way out. You didn't take the weaker way out. I rate each and every one of them in what they did. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of people, it's an unpopular opinion, especially when it comes to Krause, but are you really mad at him for doing that? Looking at coaching them? I'm not, man. I gotta be honest. I'm gotta be honest. You know what I'm saying? The other stuff, yes, but just for looking and scouting, no, I'm not. But then again, his reason for doing it is because he wants to break up the team whenever he can. So that, if that's the reason, then I don't rock with it. But if you're just scouting and looking, that's two different things. You get what I'm saying? So now we move past the Dream Team stuff, and then we look at obviously what they brought up. They brought up MJ's gambling. And I know media is going to boost everything more than what it is. And the fact that they were doing it back then just shows you that media never changes. They just adapt. They just adapt with the times. That's it. They still have the same hidden agenda. They still boost stuff to get headlines. It's been the same stuff. You get what I'm saying? It's just more reckless now because everybody's basically a media personality. You know what I'm saying? Anybody. Anyone could create a storyline. Anyone could do anything. So when you look at it from that, it's like MJ would gamble, and MJ doesn't have a gambling. It's not like to the naked eye, it could be like it's a gambling problem, but gambling problem normally is like, let me explain it like this. It to the naked eye, it looks like gambling problem, and to somebody else, they might see it as a gambling problem. But if you actually was watching the context, he's betting on things he controls. He's betting on him playing. He's betting on, you know what I'm saying? People who have a gambling problem just gamble. Like, let's say they'll gamble on a game they're not even a part of. MJ don't do that. That's where the gambling problem never stops. You're just so addicted to gambling that now your mind tells you, I'm going to win this money. I'm going to bet on this, whether I know it's not in my hands, but I'm going to win it. I just feel like I'm going to win it. And then they just keep betting and keep betting and keep betting and taking chances and chances and chances. And they're losing money. And even though they're losing money, they can't stop because they're so addicted to that kind of, what is it? I don't even know what it is. That kind of pressure, that kind of adrenaline rush you get from, oh, is it going to land? Oh, and then you get mad all over again. But then they like the whole idea of, you know what I'm saying? That's a different echelon and different type of gambling. MJ's not doing that. He's basically saying, I'm gonna roll this penny further than you can. Bet me $10. It's like he has control. It's a competition bet. It's not like true gambling. You know what I'm saying? If y'all rock with me, if you understand what I'm saying. So that's where it's more so he has a competitive problem and he's just trying to get money out of the competition. That's what it actually is. You know what I'm saying? So like he be betting, and then that's what made him pick up golf and take it in. His betting low key makes him better at whatever he's betting. And other people who are betting and gambling, they can be better at that. Yes, they get better at reading it, but it's not like this man is actually taking the golf club and going, yo, I'm going to go work on this. So when I bet mans for 225, 50,000, I'm going to beat them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. It's basically like the All-Star game. You see how there's charity and whoever wins this amount goes to the charity. It's like that, but imagine it's coming out of your own pocket. That's basically what it is. Like, man's been doing that. That's betting. I don't know. I feel like there's a difference between betting and gambling. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's two different things, even though it's the same category. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, we go to that and they were just boosting it and over boosting it and he was getting tired of it, etc., etc. And the context was he did lose money to other people and they saw the case and whatever with the other guy and all that type of stuff. And all that stuff was happening. But at the end of the day, I rate his response, man. I have an addiction to basically, I can't stop my competitiveness is what he said. And I rate that. And it's a beautiful answer, man. Like, Jordan just elite. He's just a different man, He's a different man. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I wasn't, like, I already knew media boosted that because I'm looking at this man's gambling, I'm like, or betting. I'm like, yo, that's just, every nigga does that. That's just that's an everyday situation. You know what I'm saying? So now we move past that and we go to Michael Jordan and Barkley. So this was obviously an elite matchup in the finals. And it's a rare thing that you get you get the previous finals MVP or regular season MVP or whatever versus another new MVP, and Jordan feels like he should have got this MVP. So imagine it's like Giannis versus Harden, you know what I'm saying? Or this year it's like Giannis versus LeBron, the two like guys who can get MVP. That's basically what it was. So it was an elite matchup. So it's not just a finals ring, but there's a hidden agenda and an underlying kind of message he wants to send. I'm trying to show you that I'm different than this guy who won MVP. I should have won it. Okay, you could have the MVP. I'm going to get the finals MVP. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what his mindset was. So it's just, and the thing is, I was so glad that they did this with Charles Barkley, because a lot of people, they see Barkley now and they roast him and his funny stuff. And then, they look like sometimes he has no IQ. What's he saying? All this type of stuff, and it's like, they don't understand how elite that man was. 6'5", 6'6", playing power forward, undersized. Elite. Hella elite. So we're even going to go to the final stats, man. It was such a beautiful matchup. And this is also too, they highlighted this, but they didn't go into the context OD. But they did. People to this day say, and this is where they bring up the LeBron, and I hate always bringing up the LeBron because it's just I have to answer to what the media is saying. I always have to, that's what I do. I kind of debunk the media narrative and I bring up the real narrative. So I have to always bring up these other guys that they bring up that I don't need to bring up. You know what I'm saying? Just to answer them. So when they bring up LeBron played the Golden State Warriors. He played all these elite teams and all this. MJ never played no elite team. He's facing plumbers. That's the narrative. Now, if you want to say he's facing shorter guys or whatever, and in comparison to Kobe doing the same moves on longer guys, then that's a different discussion. That's deep, layered context. But to just say on the base, he's facing plumbers and is actually disrespectful. The Phoenix Suns were an elite team. Like, people don't understand. Like, he's played elite, well-rounded, multiple scorer type of teams. Like LeBron was playing. Obviously, it's not KD and it's not Steph and it's not where they're shooting threes OD, but they're elite. They're elite for their era. That's what people don't understand. It's not like he's facing bum teams. The West was always stacked. The East was also stacked. He's facing elite bodies. You know what I'm saying? Just to show you context on how it's elite. So, one, I'm gonna answer multiple questions with this. The people don't look at the stats and they don't look at these things. You know what I'm saying? We look at it. Michael averaged 41. 41. He averaged 41. And also, this is the shut up. I'm answering multiple things. So let me just get out all the questions and all the topics that I'm gonna debunk right now. Within me just talking, me showing the stats, I'm gonna debunk all that shit right now. Also, people over boosting Scotty than what he actually is. Over boosting Paxson, over boosting all these guys than what they actually are. Rate everybody accordingly. I've been said that from time. Scotty, yes, he was nice. Scotty, it was more like an Iguodala. He was elite on defense. Not young Iguodala, older Iguodala with Golden State. Elite on defense, will score here and there, you know what I'm saying, and will play make. But imagine Iguodala was the number 2 option. That's what Scottie Pippen was. It wasn't a 1A, 1B. It wasn't like a Kobe and Shaq where both of them are elite. And Shaq was just the A, Kobe was the B. But in the playoffs, the finals, obviously, Shaq averaged bare because of a mismatch. But if you look at the Western Conference playoffs where Shaq didn't have a mismatch, he has David Robinson just to face. He has all the elite bigs just to play. They're both, him and Kobe are averaging 28, 29, 30. They're averaging the same amount, respectively. So it's a 1A, 1B. Kyrie and LeBron in the finals. LeBron averaged 29. Kyrie averaged 27. It's 1A, 1B. It's not a 1 and a 2. And they both score individually. That one doesn't depend on the other. It's a 1A and a 1B. Michael Jordan and Scotty is a 1 for Michael and a 2 for Scotty. It's not no 1A, 1B. Don't get it twisted. The man averaged 41 points, Michael Jordan, in the final, in the series. 41 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 6 assists. And people go, oh, Scotty led in assists. He only led in assists by 1.7. He averaged 7.7 assists because he was the playmaker in a triangle. But he only averaged 21. A 20-point differential in points? Are you serious? That's a 1A, 1B? Hell no. It's a 1, a 2, everybody else. So that means that ends that. There's so many series where I've been shown before. Michael Jordan is averaging 33, Scotty averaging 15. They weren't even in the same. They were never in the same breath or category of scoring ever in any finals. It wasn't even close. So that ends that. That's a 1 and a 2. It might not even be a 1 and a 2. It might be a 1 and a 3, and then everybody else. It's actually disrespectful saying it's 1A and 1B. They're a duo, yes, because it's them two and everybody else. But still, there's a big separation between Michael and Scotty. Don't get it twisted. Don't let media, don't let this Last Dance documentary make it seem like it was more than what it was because that is not giving the stat context behind it. Remember, it's like a movie. So let's go. I'm showing y'all context because I know a lot of people are gonna, oh my God, he had Scotty. Defense-wise, he's elite. Yes. Was he an elite shooter? Hell no. Playmaker, he was solid. Above average. Finishing the paint, above average. You know what I'm saying? And that was basically, he wasn't scoring. He wasn't a scorer like that. Like, stop this. My goodness. So we look at it. Look at the points per game. Just in this series alone. 93 finals. 41 points. Michael Jordan. Scotty had 21. Look at the top four. 13. So we'll give him 14 and then 11. And then everybody else. Paxson averaged 5.8. Like, and y'all want to bring up Paxson. Like, it's so disrespectful. Anyways, we're not even going to go into that. So we have that. And then look at the other team. People, oh, he's not facing an elite team. All y'all talk. Look at Barkley. 27.3. 13 rebounds and 6 assists. My goodness. Giannis type of stats. And then look. There's his second and third guy both averaging 17. And then the fourth guy averaging 16. Look at, there's a top four versus their top four. So if you take out Michael and you take out Charles Barkley, that's superstar versus superstar. Look at the next three. The top three after that, their average points per game on Phoenix's side was 50, while the Bulls' average of those three was 46. So Phoenix actually had the better supporting cast, points per game wise, than Chicago. And y'all are talking as if he had the better team. No, he had a triangle, he had a system. Everyone knew their roles. But Michael Jordan, look at that. Look at what shows you. The other threes, points per game actually was higher. So you had Michael, you had Charles Barkley, and the other three after that averaged more for Phoenix than Chicago. But the difference was MJ destroyed Charles Barkley in points per game. He averaged double more than Charles, which showed the caliber. That's why Charles was like, yo, I'm not even on this guy's level, even though I was an MVP. Season MVP. Van averaged 41. That's what brought them over the top. That's where now the top 4 points per game differential skyrockets in Chicago Bulls' favor because of Michael Jordan. He took up that differential and destroyed it. So that's just that. Me just even showing the stat. That's not even context of the type of buckets they get. Because even those guys' buckets is still dependent on Scotty and MJ. But anyways, we'll just look at it. Look at it from that perspective. Just the stats. Just to show y'all. The stats even prove that it was literally a 1, a 2, everybody else for MJ. And then also, when it comes to that, it wasn't a situation where he's facing bums. He's facing elite teams that are actually overall better than his. And still never went to 7 games. The fact that Phoenix come in twice on the road, what does that tell you? These aren't scrub teams. Bruh, yo, mans are just tripping. Mans are just talking, man. Like, I be trying to tell people, like, MJ's what elite looks like. It's just a different echelon. That's why he's been the GOAT. It's just a different echelon. Just a different echelon. Anyways, I already know this video is getting way too long, you know what I'm saying? So, just love giving y'all guys context. I hope y'all love it as well. You already know we out here. There's no doubt here and there's no drought here. You feel me? And remember, always remember to share, like, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You already know, man. We're going to keep it coming. Man, we can't wait for the next documentary, obviously 7 and 8. We'll get into it, but it's just a recap, my own recap, kind of like my breakdown, my thoughts, my perspective on what I saw in the documentary, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's more, but we don't want to go too long anyways. You already know. It's True Talks, because True Talks, you feel me? And I'm out, man.